Alright, Shalom. Start first by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Kakwadash. That's the name of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Double honor to the apostles and elders at the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect. Shalom unto you. Another Weaned with Milk movie. You know, these are basically just movies in the truth that you can pick out spiritual meat out of it. Of course, there's always going to be bones filled into this thing, you know, but you can pick up a lot of spiritual implications. You know, when I first saw these movies back when they came out, some of the movies were, you know, as early as some of the 90s. And even, you know, when I go into some of the older movies that I've seen, and you can pick up some pretty good spiritual information out of it, right? Like this movie today, Demolition Man. All right, it's a classic story of Jacob versus Esau. Of course, they have Wesley Snipes. It's starring Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes. Of course, they have Wesley Snipes, the so-called black man, right, as the bad guy. All right, and Sylvester Stallone, who looks like a soap. All right. Anyway, in this movie, you know, good versus evil, good cop versus bad guy or whatever. Well, John Spartan, I believe his name was the the Sylvester Stallone character. They both were so destructive, and like they didn't give a damn about nobody. They were just, I mean, to kill. What was Wesley Snipes' name in the movie? I'm trying to remember his name. Let me look in here a little bit and see if I can pull out the character's name. Well, Simon Phoenix. Perfect. Yes, Simon Phoenix. Okay. So that was Wesley Snipes, the bad guy's character, Simon Phoenix. All right, and then it was John Spartan with Sylvester Stallone. All right. Now, and there was another character in the movie. We'll get to him in a minute. But in this movie, they were so destructive that they like in the beginning of the movie, they actually like tore down buildings and all the people in it, just trying to kill each other. All right, Wesley Snipes was trying to escape, and John Spartan was trying to take him out because he was such a high-level criminal. All right. Anyway, so the premise of the movie is they free. I'll read it. Let me see. I'm at a light. I can read it. It says, yeah, here we go. It says, with innocent victims, yep, caught in the crossfire in Los Angeles, intensifying war on crime, both cop John Spartan and violent thug, here we go, thug Simon Phoenix are sentenced to a state of frozen incarceration known as cryo prison. When Spartan is finally thawed 36 years later, it's 2032. It's only 12 to 13 years from right now. All right. This movie was made in '93, I believe. Yep, October '93. Came out at that time. All right. It says, and Los Angeles is now pacifist utopia called San Angeles. But with Phoenix again on the loose, because he was actually loosed first. Okay? Simon Phoenix, with Wesley Snipes' character, was loose first. And to get into, well, I'm going to read it and then I'll try to break it down so you can understand it. And yeah, of course it's in here, so whatever. That's the movie. 3. All right, it says, on the loose, Spartan must team up with future cop Lenina Huxley, if I remember her name, Sandra Bullock, to apprehend the killer. Now, this is the thing. It's bigger than that because they let out Simon Phoenix, which there was like a shadow government. I don't even want to say shadow government. It was really like an Illuminati type entity in the movie that ran San Angeles. I can't think of the guy's name right now, but basically he put all his whole San Angelo a war. I mean, it was all types of stuff going on, right? So this is after the apocalyptic something or major earthquake or something that happened. They talked about the Schwarzenegger was president and all of this. I mean, all kinds of stuff in here, right? But anyway, so there was a guy who was played by Dennis Leary, if I remember his name, Dennis Leary, that had his name in the movie was Edgar Friendly. And that's who they let Simon Phoenix out to catch, because he was from the old time, or was born up in the old time, but he was like a rogue. Him and a bunch of his people were rogues, all right? And they were criminals in San Angeles, all right? And what constituted a criminal, as John Spartan got to, start seeing these people wandering around that didn't look like everybody else. They had on filthy, dirty clothing. They wasn't shaving. The same type of thing that goes on today with profiling and so on and so forth. Dirty, ungroomed beards and stuff like that. Because, really what they were when John Spartan figured it out, the Sylvester Stallone character, when he figured it out, they were homeless. That wouldn't, okay? Because when you're in this system, it was just like Esau's creating this system where everybody's on this grid, the New World Order system, okay? All the money's on there. It even came down to where they wouldn't allow you to cuss. If you were cussed, you were written a citation, okay? It was against the law to even cuss in San Angeles, all right? Well, Wesley Snipes' character didn't even have a chip, but it was his chip was exempt, so he can go off. He knew they programmed him with all types of codes, and he's like, damn, look at this, I'm a madman, I can do all kinds of stuff, like, woo, I'm a genius, as he's putting in all types of codes to look for this guy Edgar Friendly. Because what they did, they reprogrammed you to have certain skills. Now, when they rehabilitated you with those certain skills, like John Spartan's character, he knew how to knit, right? He was knitting sweaters and all kinds of shit. So, but as far as the Wesley Snipes character, he didn't have none of that. He didn't have anything like that. He just knew more martial arts, and he knew all kinds of stuff, right? More guns, weapons, and they even tried to reprogram your mind. But the only person that could stop Simon Phoenix, they figured, was John Spartan. So they sent it. But Simon Phoenix was out to kill Edgar Friendly. Now, you look into the name Edgar Friendly, it's Edgar Friendly. And then when you get deeper into the movie, you'll see that Edgar Friendly really wasn't bad. They were just poor. And John Spartan figured it out. Like, hey, you're trying to kill this guy, but he didn't do nothing. They're just trying to feed each other. They're just trying to feed themselves. They're running down into the underground of the city, into the tunnels under the city, trying to live. So anyway, that was part of the situation that went on in the movie. But a lot of futuristic things going on in this movie. Very good, entertaining movie. Something else that was kind of big in the movie, spiritual little nuggets, if you will, Easter eggs, as they say, was there was no more war. Like, they didn't have guns. Like he said, I forgot the guy's name, Rob. Being the funny, he was in the Gigolo, whatever the name of that movie was, where he was a little, can't think of the name of it. He was in that. He was in a dog movie. I forgot the name. Where he, I don't remember. Rob Schneider is the guy. He goes, "Hey, we're the police department. We're not ready. We're not equipped to handle this violence because there were no more guns. All the weapons, which was weapons from this time, projectile weapons, guns, missiles, were in a museum now. Okay." Showing you that they understood in the Bible that those stuff would be no use of that stuff. But then here comes Simon Phoenix. Well, the Most High has something set up that way, okay, where he's gonna actually have you, he's gonna have all of those weapons. Not gonna be a need for those things, okay? Not gonna be a need to have guns or missiles or anything like that, because there's not gonna be any more war after this world's war that comes on. And then the Harmageddon that comes after that. where the war in heaven, where they fight the men of the Lord and the angels and all of that, where the nations of the earth do that. It's never gonna need to be another war, because no one is ever gonna challenge Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai no more ever, and the Israelites ever again. Yasharallah, they're never gonna challenge us ever again. They're gonna be happy to be in subject under us. Okay, it's gonna be a process getting into that, but they're never gonna challenge us ever again. Okay, because the Most High God Yahweh is gonna give us spiritual power, and you can read these things through the Bible. You know that we're gonna 10,000 shall die if they left, and they left, and 1,000 if they left, and the nation shall not learn war anymore. It shall beat their swords into pruning hooks, and you know, and spears into pruning hooks, and swords into plowshares and stuff like that. Okay, but you know, classic Jacob versus Esau movie. Most of these movies, good guy, bad guys, Jacob versus Esau. Scroll down. There's Edgar Friendly. If you knew Dennis Rodman from the '90s, he went with this style and then ran with it because it just stuck with him. There's John Spartan, him getting out, and Wesley Snipes was just out there doing the most. Coming out as a cryo. What else we got in here? I mean, yeah, man. But that day's coming, man. Esau's trying to fulfill his new world order. It's not gonna happen. Okay. Oh, when Wesley Snipes ran up, because he was killing anybody in his path, he ran up on the head Illuminati guy and his little flunky or whatever, and he wanted to shoot him, but he wouldn't. But he couldn't. Well, not he wouldn't. That he couldn't. He was like, man. He said Simon Phoenix, and I remember John Spartan said Simon Phoenix had 3 seconds. He had 3 seconds to shoot whatever this guy's name was. I don't remember his name. He said that's 2.5 seconds too long for Simon Phoenix. That he should have been dead, because he just that's the type of criminal he was. He was just running through killing whoever was in his way. He went into the museum and he got him some guns and he did all of that. Like, pretty good movie, man. So I'm gonna always say, you know, check these movies out, man. There's a lot. You can catch more spiritual stuff going on in them. Look, he had a guy's eyeball. I mean, it was dope. One of the keys back in before I came into the truth, back in the '90s, and it was like he was sitting there. He was like, the guy came into his office, like, turn the lights on. He like, the lights didn't do nothing. He's like, what's going on with this thing? And while Wesley Snipes was sitting in his office, he goes, illuminate. The lights come on. He's like, oh shit. He's like, I don't even know what that shit means. Because it was an ode to the Illuminati, in that he was in the presence of the guy that represented the Illuminati in the movie. Okay, so a lot of little spiritual things in this movie. You know, things that tie into the future times of now. Like I said, I'm gonna invite you to watch this movie. Not invite you, but I'm gonna say, you know, check the movie out. I know brothers got more little nuggets in the movie. I didn't watch it right before I did this video or anything like that, but just from one of those classic movies that you know there's more involved, but very entertaining movie. You know, there's all types of stuff in it. So with that, I'm gonna close out, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Arakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and others at Great Millstone. Greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect. Shalom.